So today I'm going to hit all my iron shots with this ball. It is basically the training aid that I'm using right now, and we will talk more about it during the round and why I'm using it, what it's helping me with. So people have asked like how do you implement swing changes, and like I've said before, you really need to allocate time to be able to do it on the golf course, which is what I'm doing now. Like obviously not every drill needs to be taken to the golf course, but if you are really seeing something that's making a significant change in your swing, I think that it's completely fine to bring it to the golf course. As you can see, it's still playable. Welcome back to the vlog, guys. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, I've been getting lots of questions about what I'm currently doing with my swing, because I have been posting some drills that I have been doing recently on there. So one of the things that I've always talked about is the implementation of swing changes during a round and how you can do it. And I know a lot of people have this question. So today I'm going to actually be playing my round with a swing guide. So as a lot of you would have already known, I've been using this ball, also known as a tour striker, I believe. This is just basically a dupe that I got off Lazada, but it's basically a cheaper version of the same thing. This really isn't a new tool at all. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it before. Maybe you're not exactly sure what the function is. So I hope I kind of answer your questions today, and you guys will be able to see what I am using this ball for and why I'm using it during this round. So before you continue on with this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Just because I look like a complete fool, and a lot of people were definitely wondering what I was doing and why I had a ball with me hanging around my neck at all times. It was definitely not a fashionable accessory, so don't forget to leave a comment if you would like, interact with me, ask me questions. I'm always happy to communicate with each and every one of you, and I promise I'll reply to as many as I can. So the first thing that I know a lot of people are asking is this something advisable? Should you bring something such as a swing guide onto your rounds, onto the golf course? Why you should do that? When you should do that? I mean, there's a whole bunch of questions that really comes with that, right? And I think the first thing, it's something that I've said before. How do you implement swing changes? And I know a lot of people are a little bit, I would say almost a little bit anxious about this topic, because everybody wants to go on the golf course and play well. Nobody really wants to go there and play badly. And that's the reason why I'm starting today's round also with only using it for my iron shots, because if you have used this device before, you know that it's very difficult to make a full swing with this tool, because basically you just feel kind of restricted. And I mean, it is quite a big ball, so having it in between your arms is definitely not the easiest thing. So the first thing that I'm going to say about this is, one of the things that people tend to ask is, okay, I will do this as a drill, but I'm not going to do this when I actually hit the ball, right? So what they mean by that is on the golf course, they're not going to do what they do when they're doing a drill at the driving range. And one thing that my coach actually likes to say when people ask him that is, why not? So obviously when you are going through a swing change, you're doing a swing change. Well, hopefully you're doing a swing change to get something to be better, to improve. I mean, I would hope that you're not doing a swing change that's gonna make your swing worse. So basically what I'm saying here is there's no reason why you should not bring a drill onto the golf course. Of course, like I've said before, when somebody asked me when you should do this, I think that when you are going through a swing change, you do need to allocate time to yourself and make sure that during this period of time, you do not focus on the outcome. At the end of the day, the outcome is a score, and let's be honest, unless you're playing a tournament, the score does not matter. Nobody really cares. Sure, you might be playing against a group of friends and maybe you shoot a bad score and you end up losing your bet, but at the end of the day, you're working towards something bigger. So I do not see a problem with bringing drills onto the golf course. Of course, I'm not saying, set up alignment sticks and then put all kinds of stuff around when you're playing. Try to make it as playable as possible. Like for right now, what I'm doing with the ball, obviously it is a little bit hard because I need to make myself feel comfortable with the ball between my arms before I hit. especially on shots, when there's water in front of the green. It is very nerve-wracking because you don't want to hit your ball in the water, but at the same time, you already do not feel comfortable. So I'm not saying it's easy, but nothing in life worth having is easy, right? So when you're making a change, I think that you do need to commit to that time period where you're going to be struggling, that time period where you're going to be making changes in your swing, you're going to be feeling uncomfortable, and the only way to actually implement that in your game is to bring it to the golf course and not just at the driving range. Of course, when you do things over and over and over in the driving range, eventually it will slowly translate into your game. So with certain drills, you do not need to bring it to the golf course. And I'm not saying that I'm going to play every round with a ball. I will show you more evidence towards the end of this video about why I'm using this ball and what difference it makes in my swing. But for now, what I'm saying is, I think a question that a lot of people have asked and a lot of people probably have on their minds, which is, should you really do something like this on the golf course? Is it just something that's worth a good YouTube video, or is it something that anybody going through swing changes should actually do? So with that said, I think what's important to note is also, what is your drill and how is it helping you? So I know that what I said before, if you guys saw on that second hole where I basically put my foot really far back, and I know I've had a problem aiming right, but this is actually intentional, and surprisingly it actually helps me in my aim, because now I have to actually set up straight and then push my foot back, so I am more conscious about where I'm actually aiming, and I know when I'm pushing my foot back. And what's funny about this is, you would think that this would actually make me go right, but it actually makes me exit more left. So one thing that I do want to say is, with golf drills, do not just use whatever drill you see on the internet. What I use might not be helpful to you, or they might be helpful but maybe in a different way. So what I'm really working on my swing, let's talk about that. So the reason why I push my leg back is because I'm trying to reduce the X factor stretch in my swing, and I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. But there are several things that I'm working on in my swing right now. One of them is to reduce the X factor stretch, and the other one is to improve my arm structure, which is the purpose of the ball. So sure, something like a ball might have various purposes and they might be good for several other things, but for me, it vastly changes my arm structure, and it's something that needs to be done over time. I have tried doing it with the ball and without the ball, and there's a significant difference, and that's just because I've been doing this for years, right? I've been swinging the golf club roughly around the same way. Sure, I've had tweaks and stuff, but it's been about the same for many years, so there are many things that have already been ingrained in our swing, basically. And I think another thing that everybody needs to realize is that swing changes are not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen gradually, and you might not even see this swing change until it actually starts implementing itself in your game, and it's going to be implemented slowly. So you might notice that you start hitting it better, but your swing might not look any different. So what is the most important thing when implementing a swing change? I think number one is persistence. You have to keep doing it. Don't give up on it. I mean, like I just said, it's going to take a while. So even if you don't see immediate results, don't get discouraged by it. I mean, as I said before, you've been doing the same habit for so many years. And I think that a lot of people have a misconception about how long it's going to take them to actually fix something in their swing. If you're watching right now and still listening, comment down how long you think a swing change will take. So as you can see, even though I am actually playing decently using a ball for my second shots, and there's a reason why I hit off the white tees as well, because I wanted to hit more irons. But as you can see, it's not always going to be good shots. There are going to be misses, and I know that when I miss using this ball, I will go right. That is just a tendency that I've been seeing on the driving range, and I know why I do that. But the thing here is not the result. As I said just now, whatever you shoot during this period of time, it really does not matter. So what you're trying to do here is make sure that you're committing to every shot, using the drill, using the swing change, whatever it might be. And you might never know, maybe you would even play even better, because for instance, when I'm hitting with the ball, when I really trust my aim and my target, I actually hit more solid shots, because as I said, the ball improves my arm structure. So again, at the end of the day, it's really a whole commitment thing. Swing change is a process, and I think that if you do not commit to it, you should just not even get started, because it's not going to be easy and it's going to take time. So a lot of people do not have the patience for it, and I think that that is the biggest problem. And I'm not trying to call anyone out here. Myself, I know it is very difficult, especially when you know that you're hitting it decent and then you just want to get better, right? You want to get to the next level. When you make a swing change, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're playing badly. It could mean that you just want to keep progressing. For me personally, I have bigger goals and I know that I still have a long ways to go. So that's why I'm still constantly improving and working on myself every single day. I mean, I could just be happy and just be content with the kind of scores that I'm shooting, and I'm not saying that I'm not, but I know that I can still be better, and that is why I want to do this swing change. And trust me, it is not fun to shoot bad scores. Like, this is my job. Like, I'm a professional golfer, right? So whoever I play with, they expect me to play at a certain level, and don't even talk about other people's expectation. I obviously expect myself to play at a certain level. Even if it's just a normal game, every time I'm out on a golf course, I'm trying to perform my best. So it is frustrating to see you shoot bad scores, but as I said before, you just have to focus on the end goal. You're looking at the bigger picture here, not what you're trying to achieve right now, but what you're trying to achieve, maybe in a couple weeks, a couple months, whatever it might take. And you just need to know that it's going to be worth it. And most importantly, you need to know what you are doing. That's why I've always encouraged people to go see a proper coach, because if you do not see a coach and you work on your swing and you're not working on the right thing, you could just end up ingraining more bad habits or things that are not going to be helpful for you, and it's just not going to be very beneficial for your game. And as you know, with a golf swing, habits are very easily ingrained and very hard to get rid of. So the less bad habits you have, and the faster you go see a proper coach that actually knows what you need to work on with your swing, the better you're going to feel, the better you're going to play, and the happier you're going to be. I feel like that's going to be a win-win for everybody, because I do not know a single golfer who does not want to shoot better scores. And also, I need to put it out there that is another reason why I do not like to offer swing advice online, because number one, just being honest, I have never seen any of you guys hit a golf club probably. So I am not going to give you guys swing advice, because whatever you might be doing, I have no idea. I do not see you hit balls. I have never played around with you. So I'm really sorry if I've not responded to comments that have been asking for swing advice. And that is the biggest reason why, because I really believe in going to get proper coaching, especially because people who are coaches who have worked their life to learn about a golf swing, it's their job. My job is not to analyze golf swings, so I really do not have the authority to tell you what to do with your swing. And I don't think that you should listen to what other people have to say as well. I mean, people leave me comments every time about what I should be doing, and it's always easier said than done. And I also think that people don't realize that most of the time, especially for people like me, I know exactly what I'm doing wrong. So it's more of knowing what to do to make the change and to do things right. And the best part is sometimes it could just be a small, minor change that's going to make a huge difference in your golf game. So I hope that this kind of clarifies why I'm using a ball on the golf course. It's really not for YouTube's sake. It is for my own personal progress. But I thought that it would make a relevant video, because I know that a lot of you guys are confused about how to actually implement swing changes, especially during this period of time. Maybe it's the perfect time for a lot of people to be making swing changes because you have more time to dedicate to golf. I mean, right now we are in lockdown as well, so if you are in lockdown, I feel ya. But there are things that you can do at home. There are many ways to improve your golf swing that do not require hitting a golf ball. So if you are working on your swing, I hope that it is working on the right things, and I'm sure that your hard work will eventually pay off. I hope it does not sound that I am ranting to you guys. I think that this is actually a question that I get quite a bit, so I thought that explaining it in this vlog where I am doing a swing change and using a ball, something very noticeable, which obviously shows that I'm doing a drill on the golf course, would be relevant to explaining my whole thought process and idea on this topic. So we are almost done with the vlog, and at the end of this vlog, I'm going to include a little bit about what I'm working on. As I said before, I'm not a coach, so I do not know all the technical terms that might be needed to explain exactly what I'm doing. I personally know what I'm doing. I know what kind of feels I'm trying to look for,
what I'm looking for when I take videos, so I know what I want to see and what it should look like. But I think a lot of the videos are going to be quite self-explanatory. In another video, I will try to get my coach to explain further, but for now, I think the videos will kind of show you what I'm working on, and I think you guys will be able to see them by yourselves without me having to explain them. So I hope you guys enjoy them. I hope you guys enjoy seeing my journey towards improving my swing. Thank you guys so much for always saying I have a perfect swing, but there's no such thing as perfection in golf, and I am always striving to be better, and I hope you guys are too.